What is up, YouTube? D-Rec here with the Alliance Rift Gaming Network, and I will be your commentator for this week's Cardfight Vanguard feature fight. And in today's match, we have new Searing Heart Ahsha versus Fenrir Wiseman. And I'm really excited to post this video just because I haven't gotten the chance to post an Ahsha video yet. I love the deck, and I really like seeing how it plays, so I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. If you do, please leave a like and be sure to subscribe for future content. So, this week's video is going to be a little bit different, not in terms of gameplay, but we just had our local shop challenge not too long ago, and this was the top 4 match, one of the top 4 matches for the event. I will have finals tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. So in this video, we're going to have the Fenrir player go first. He's going to get the chance to draw for turn, and he'll get the chance to go into his grade 1 place first. And then this time, the Ahsha player is going to get to attack first. So the Fenrir player is going to ride Gelja, being a very key card for the Fenrir Wiseman play combo. Helps stack up the power around Wiseman. The Ahsha player is going to swing, no trigger, and the Fenrir player is going to get no defensive trigger either. So now he'll get to go into his grade 2 turn now. He's going to ride Jappa, call out a Kotonoha using her Revelation ability to Soul Charge 1 or leave it on top. And he's going to Soul Charge it and rest the starter. So that'll give the Kotonoha on the left +1. Or +2, because it was used with the Revelation ability. And then Kotonoha on the right, his Revelation ability is going to go off, and he's going to leave it on top. So he'll get to rush into his grade 2 attacks really early on and kind of put the pressure on the Ahsha player here, either reducing some hand and putting the damage gap a little bit over the norm. So he's going to use Gelja's skill really early on to stand the booster. He doesn't need a Fenrir Vanguard for the first part of the skill. You just put it to bottom deck, choose when you Vanguard to stand it, give it +3. Then if you have Fenrir, Soul Charge 1, or Soul Charge 2, no, Soul Charge some number, and give something else additional +3. So now the Vanguard column is going to be swinging in for 17,000 power. So Kotonoha on the right for 9,000, with no triggers there, and then Kotonoha on the left for 10,000. And the defensive heal, putting it back to 1. Now the Vanguard swinging in for the 10k shield. And it looks like the Ahsha player is going to take it with the offensive stand. And it's not going to matter because the double defensive heal is going to make the Vanguard 17 to the right Kotonoha's 15. So now the Ahsha player is up for his grade 2 turn. He's going to ride into a Thuria, call it another Thuria, and swing at the Kotonoha on the left of the Fenrir player. So swinging with the same unit with the Vanguard, and no triggers there. But 2 consecutive PG trigger checks are definitely helpful for later game for the Ahsha player there. So now it's the Fenrir player's turn. It looks like he's considering his options here. But hopefully he can ride into Fenrir. If not, it's going to be some trouble. And he cannot ride into Fenrir. But he's going to use Taro? Yeah, Taro's Revelation ability to Soul Charge 1, and he's going to rest herself. Definitely not a good sign from the Fenrir player that he couldn't ride. And especially since he didn't re-ride a grade 2, the Ahsha player is going to get to Sea Breeze in next turn, potentially, if the Ahsha player runs Sea Breeze, which I don't see why he wouldn't. But, so, swinging Van with Kotonoha for the intercept, and then Vanguard for the offensive heal, and putting the damage gap at 2 with the Fenrir player at 0 and the Ahsha player at 2. So the Ahsha player is going to counterblast 2 in Sea Breeze. Now I don't think many of the combo main deck cards for Ahsha require counterblast. I know the Maryuka Ronnie combo doesn't do that, so if he has that, that's definitely going to set up his place for this turn and put on a lot of high power columns and potentially draw a shit ton. Excuse my language. So he's going to call out a Ronnie to the front right. And then use Elmi's skill to copy another Ronnie. And since Ronnie is also treated as Maryuka, he's going to call out another Maryuka right here. So Maryuka's skill isn't going to go off because she doesn't proc for herself. So you'll have to call out a few more things. and this is I think it's a 6K maiden unit that I cannot remember the name of, but I know for no cost, return to the deck, search for another unit not named her, and call to rear. So he's going to call another Maryuka. The original Maryuka is going to proc the Ronnie in front and give it +3. So that's going to be 1 proc. And then he's going to call out Thuria. Thuria's going to copy Ronnie. Ronnie is also treated as Maryuka. Both Maryukas trigger, and 2 procs will be added to the Ronnie on the front right. Trying to do all this math is slightly difficult. I'm not used to playing the deck. So now let's see. So now the whole board gets +1 proc, I believe, for Maryuka. So everything gets plus some number, +3 or something like that. So the Thuria is going to swing in for no guard, and that is going to swing Ronnie at Vanguard for, I believe, 9. That's 18,000 at the opponent's Vanguard. Or 21, depending. I think the proc also applies to her too. So that should be plus, I think it should be 21 at the opponent's Vanguard. And it looks like he's going to take the attack, and the Ahsha will get to draw 3, soul charge 3. Now the Vanguard is going to attack for no guard. He's going to get the offensive stand and stand up that Ronnie again, and that'll get to attack once more. And let's see. So now the second Ronnie's going to attack for a second time. And he's deciding if he wants to guard or not, but that has an additional +5 on it, so he's going to have to take it, and the Ahsha player is going to get to draw 3 more and soul charge 3 more, and that'll be the end of the Ahsha player's turn. So now the Fenrir player is going to take up his turn now. So it looks like he's going to have to G-assist, which is not a good sign for the Fenrir player, solely because he's already down a turn. He got Sea Breezed, and all the combos went off with Ronnie. So now the Ahsha player has several more cards in hand than at the beginning of the last turn. So it puts him in a very big disadvantage if he can't get Fenrir here and set up his soul and potentially do a Wiseman combo. If he can't, might just be the end of the Fenrir player for this game. He's really deciding, because it doesn't look like he's got Fenrir at all, if he's deciding this much. And it looks like he didn't, and he's going to have to ride into Wiseman. Very, very bad ride, especially since it's a 10K. That's definitely going to put him in a much worse position now that he's not going to be able to really set up any of his superior calling plays and soul charging plays. He can still go tier, but it just won't be as effective as if he were on Fenrir. So he's going to discard 2 for the G assist, and then remove 2 from his G zone for the G assist as well. So he's going to stride into tier. So he's going to use Lighting Skill, push himself to Soul, and then when he Soul Blasts the next time, he'll be able to Superior Call something from Soul. He's going to use Tear Skill to Soul Blast 3, and give himself an ability to Soul Charge 3 every time he drive checks a grade 1 or greater unit. So with Lighting Skill, he's going to call it a Gyal, and then the other two, the Valencia and the Grappa, are going to get Soul Blasted. And then with their skill, he'll be able to Soul Charge 4. So Tear Skill is going to go off first. He's going to get to scry the top card of his deck. He's going to leave it on top. And now he's going to Soul Charge 4. So Taro is nice. The Fenrir is not a good look, especially since that's the third one out of his deck already. And then 2 heals, even worse for the Fenrir player at this point. He's already been through, I believe, 3 so far. So Kotonoha is going to get plus 3 for that, because it wasn't with the Revelation ability, so only plus 1 for each Soul Charge card. And then y'all's skill is going to leave it on top. So hopefully he gets some offensive triggers here. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty much Ahsha player's game after this turn. So the Fenrir player is going to swing with Gyal to get intercepted for 16. Now he's going to swing Vanguard at Vanguard for 25. And the Ahsha player is at 2 damage, so he could afford to take some damage. So it looks like it's just going to be like that. So he's going to Soul Charge 3 off of checking the PG. He's going to check a Gleipnir, Soul Charging another 3. And a Stride Fodder for another 3 Soul Charge. And 1 damage for defensive stand for the Ahsha player. Not a good sign at this point, especially since he wasn't able to apply too much pressure. So the Kotonoha is going to be swinging in for 9, 13, 22. And it might be at the opponent's rear guard, I believe. And he's going to guard for 5. 15, so it is at the opponent's rear guard. So that will be the end of the Fenrir player's turn there. Not a good sign, as I've been saying. It wasn't able to do anything that turn. Ahsha's defensive skill at the end of his opponent's turn, he's going to call out a Noel and then take the beginning of his turn. So he's going to stride. Now he's going to be able to pull off all the amazing wombo combos. Now he's going to go into Dream Spinning Ranunculus Ahsha. And he has an open counterblast, so he will be able to use Searing Heart's Ahsha's skill if he decides to do so. And since he has the Noel on board, it looks like he's going to try and set up that type of play. So he's going to counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. He's going to use Searing Heart Ahsha skill to copy a unit to the board. And he's going to call out a Thuria. He's going to use Thuria's skill. He's going to use Thuria's skill to proc Noel. Noel is going to proc once to give the column plus 4. And since this is the stride phase, this is the middle of the stride phase, he's going to be able to use Thuria's skill, both Thuria's skill at the beginning of the main phase to return 2 units to the deck from drop, and then he'll bounce those 2 back to his hand, which is a really good combo. Wasn't thinking of that when he started doing the plays. Thought he was going to call another Noel and just kind of go ham like that. But that's a really smart play by the Ahsha player there. He's going to be able to proc even more, get even bigger attacking units, especially with Noel's GB2 skill. Discarding a card if you have an Ahsha Vanguard and being able to attack from the back row is really, really strong for the deck. So the front row, Noel's going to proc twice, and the Noel in the back is going to proc once. The 6K grade one that I still can't remember the name of is going to search out another unit on the board and is going to return itself to deck. He's going to call another Noel to the board. The Noel in the front right is going to proc 3 times, and the one in the back right is going to proc 2 times. Or 3 times, because there's 2 other copies that are on the board. And then Thuria is on the board. Thuria is going to proc Noel. All Noels are going to proc a bunch of times. Three times each. And then with Dream Spinning Ahsha's skill. He's going to call out another unit. He's going to call out another Thuria. And he's going to proc Noel again. And it was my bad from before. It doesn't proc for every copy. It just procs. You choose up to the number of other copies of Noel you have on board. And for all the Noel's game +4. To double check that real quick. It's just when your other Noel is placed on board, your whole column gets +4. All units in the same column get +4. So the top right Noel is proc 10 times, bottom right Noel is proc 9 times, middle bottom Noel is proc 3 times, and then the Ahsha is proc 3 times as well. So he's going to discard 2 for both back row Noel skills to attack from the back row. The Thuria is going to swing in for 14 at the Vanguard, and then the back row Noel is going to swing in for 21 at the Vanguard. I'm surprised he didn't guard the, he didn't take the Thuria attack and guard the Noel attack, but I think he was hoping for a defensive trigger there. So he's going to swing Vanguard for 38 at the opponent's 10k Vanguard, take a PG to fight a Fenrir player. So stand trigger, power to the back row Noel, stand, draw trigger, power to the rear Noel and draw trigger once more, power to that middle rear Noel and draw an additional card. He's going to swing in for 36 at the opponent's Vanguard. And with only 2 cards in hand, I think that is the last damage of the game. Very excellent fight from both players. Unfortunately for the Fenrir player, he wasn't able to get the right cards he needed. Very good combo playing by the Ahsha player there. Definitely enjoyed posting this video. And if you guys enjoyed the video too, be sure to give a like. And if you want future content from me, be sure to subscribe. And we'll definitely be posting more videos, especially the final match for the shop challenge tomorrow. So stay on the lookout for that. Thank you guys for watching again. And I'm going to copy Card Protagonist here by saying peace out and love you guys.